May 26th. Brookfield Place in Battery Park is having some form of construction problem. We're going to talk a little bit today for a few minutes about protecting heritage sites across the country. What do I mean by a heritage site? Oh, a heritage site is a place of influence, it's a historical place. Let's say the Redwoods in Savannah, Georgia, the White House, the obelisk, the World Trade Centers, in total, all of them, all seven of them, all those buildings are considered heritage sites and they're protected by the government. Brookfield Place management, unsure if if it's a Westfield mall, bought the area for World Trade Center 3, and in one lifetime, I knew what happened in this building. Had contact with world leaders across the globe: Xi Jinping, Vladimir Putin, Netanyahu, Trump himself, Saudi royals, right? AE or UA, UE in here. And they discussed trade. I utilized the area because I had tables, chair, and place for me to connect. So I sat here over there by the palm trees for a long time. Some work is being done on the Hudson. And what are we getting from that? Well, I'm guessing it's the incline and water seeping, Hudson water seeping in under the city streets that got New York developers scared, right? They're calling it Manhattan might sink. And it's not might sink, it's more water is they build channels underneath the city so that water goes in, and over time the structure, right? High tide, low tide, waves in and out of the Hudson start weakening the lip of basically all of Battery Park. I would say 30 feet from an area that used to be farmland down at Battery Park. They grew wheat down there in the 90s, right? All the way here, which is World Trade Center 3. Sort of has a little slant. So since I've been here in the last 4 years, they've been measuring the length, measuring to and from. They putting seismic equipment to measure tremors and measure the tilt. But we're gonna speak about the construction that's happening at World Trade Center 3, not Brookfield Place. Well, sites must be protected. When they tried taking down the 8 palm trees that are at the entrance of World Trade and replace them with new ones, I screamed loud as hell. I told it's a heritage site. You think Donald Trump would like you taking them palm trees out the ground? I've been, I told them directly, I've been here since they were here, and they were too much. They were eye level, and look at where they are now. And luckily, they came back. If I didn't scream at them, we might not had palm trees in front. Just to let them know, it's a heritage site. It's like a very important building. It's not just another mall. I protect it. I'm seeking to protect the building as I'm in it. I like being here every day. It's part now of a routine, right? The train is with this building too, so it makes it a part of daily life. As the project at the Hudson Riverwalk on the Battery Park side keeps expanding and reaches Battery Park, I've been noticing that the municipal or the city's construction project to fix that is sort of encroaching on the area of Battery Park. I mean, not Battery Park, encroaching on the area, the heritage site of World Trade Center 3. And I see World Trade Center 3 like a redwood next to a restaurant. that if a restaurant wants to expand, he can, because that tree is 100 and something odd years old, and you can't cut it down or do construction around it because you might kill it. Type of protection, right? Heritage sites in the country are, like I said, policy like environmental to protect whatever's there, right? The building, how the building was, the marble on the ground, everything. Well, they had already, they have definitely modified the insides of World Trade Center 3 as it was sold to Brookfield Place, but the outside has been there for a while. The outside is the nature of the stream today. So they're out there. They heard some wall. I see the vandalism of a heritage site happening in progress. The rear of World Trade Center 3, if you look at it in pictures, has smooth marble seating areas, fountains, right? Elevation, different plazas, and people where people could sit. And since less than a month, the construction project keeps taking more and more and more space. And from a liability standpoint, everybody knows that before you let a construction company do that to you, you had to tell them, hey, yo, right here, this is the line. You could put a wall, fence, you could do whatever you want down this way. Anything else that way is ours, right? To the mall, to the people, to the residents of Battery Park, to the runners in the morning. But between 300 Vesey and 250, the construction project went from a barrier that made me scream at the top of my lungs in the morning. It wasn't made of cement yet. Deep into 300 near the Riverwalk, right? The wall in the construction project was not there, and you could sort of turn into the end, get to the final pier coming from North Battery Park or North River End Avenue onto the Hudson River right here. So the morning that they blocked off the Hudson River walk, I was pissed because I knew they expanded. I knew they expanded, and I went up 300 because I walked this direction every day. I walked up to 300 Vesey, and then the area that was supposed to be 20 feet, it's now 10, barely the size of a car. And now, as time progresses, they continue narrowing the space between 300 and 250 at about 10 feet, encroaching on the area, right? The ancient area of World Trade Center 3 now, right? It stopped, right? It stopped being the marina. Now they're into the heritage site. Oh, the wall was there, made of cement. Now they're putting more barriers to take up more space and get tighter to the building. And I feel, I feel the need to, back that shit up. You're making it like this. And if you understood the flow of people there, you're opening shit to liability. What will eventually happen, based on what I'm seeing, right? I'm a doctor. I predict the future. Almost. I'm like that. Is that they're gonna block off the entrance to the rear of the mall, and you're gonna have 1,000-person flow through the main entrance. They're gonna make a mess. The runners are not gonna be able to run around the building. They're gonna stop running, because there's a lot of runners here. There's people that run long distances coming from 40th Street. God knows from where they coming from. And they use the Riverwalk all the way down and all the way up and so on and so forth. You're going to have those people in the morning, which is hundreds of them, right? You're going to have the summer traffic, which is thousands a minute down the sidewalk to this park, to the Riverwalk, right? Which is a big number. The summer is coming. The summer's already here. Summer is coming. You have 1,000 flow out there coming from Chambers Street, all directions onto the Hudson. You're going to have the employees from the ferry, right? They get off at the ferry and they come straight to this building that used to instead of going straight to the front door of the mall, go through the rear. So that's a high density traffic zone. That's not a few people that walk through here. No, that's a high density, 1,000 people per 10-minute zone. Like a lot of traffic behind PJ Clark's, which is a restaurant that's going there. And nobody putting limits to the construction company. I need a timeout. I need a timeout for this building. I feel as a long time visitor that I might be losing how it was back there. And then I'm going to be even more infuriated if they don't preserve the patio, the marina area of Brookfield, of World Trade Center 3, and turn it into something else. I don't know, build a wall, a marina to stop flood waters, whatever. I'm going to be offended. I'm going to be offended because nobody saw it coming and nobody did anything about it. I scream fire. I've been screaming fire since the construction started, but I don't think other people understand. Not many people care. Most people don't give a fuck about heritage sites the way I do. I care about America. I care about cutting down a specific tree. That is enough to piss me the fuck off. Just a tree. Don't cut the tree because the tree's been here longer than you. There's no need to cut that, especially next to buildings and such. So this construction project, we might be losing how the rear of World Trade Center 3 looked. So it might be only available in magazines. Let me look. Let me look for an old picture to see how it looks. World Trade Center 3 rear marina images. Palito. Buscar atrás. Not there. Hold on. Brookfield Place. Brookfield Place Marina. Let me see if we got it right here. Okay. Let's share this image. Let's share that. I need to share screen. Only one main screen. Share screen. Let's see, where's the share screen? Add scene. Media. New media. Screen. Yeah, allow North Cove Marina. All right. You guys see that here, right? So this is the rear of World Trade Center 3. And this was from World Trade Center 3. All of this is the Amex build. Wait, this is the Amex building. Between this building right here is Goldman and Sachs. This is the PJ Clark's, right? This is also part of 250 Vesey, and this is 300 back here. So the construction company is taking all of that all the way down to the water, 10 feet from 300. I'm saying 15, no less than 12 feet. I'd say maximum 15 feet from 300, all the way down. And today they started putting barriers. Narrowing the 10 foot that they had at 300 all the way down to PJ Clark's. So what's at risk? Everything that belonged to 300. I mean, everything that belonged to World Trade Center 3. So you got these steps made of marble. You got these, let's move up here. All of that right there is smooth marble. You see where the person is sitting right there? All of that is smooth marble that belongs to this building. If you look up over here, they've taken up all this area. These are also marble, right? This sign right here, this is also smooth marble. They've taken down this whole wooded area, which is what's my window. Every single tree in this motherfucking location that belonged to this building was taken down. Every one. All the ones that are left are the ones closest to the building, the trunks closest to the building. I'm in this window right here. See that door? There's a door right here. I'm about right here on the building. Right here, right here. I think this is my window right here. They taken up all the way down to the Riverwalk. So you think, what's at risk here? What's at risk is the backdrop of World Trade Center 3 disappearing under some city project as an area that should have been never touched. You know, you could fix certain things. You know, what are you going to do? Fix something about it. You could fix it. Fix something about it. Do it. But it doesn't look like they're fixing it. It looks like they're tearing all of this shit out. And I'm offended. I'm hurt. It should have never been done in the first place. I think the city's way over its head on the Hudson project, right? On the Hudson Riverwalk project. They're way above what they're supposed to be doing. And they unfortunately shouldn't have done what they done to this area right here. It's full of gravel. There's elevation. They built an elevation ramp right behind here. Behind this tree, there's elevation. They're growing this area in height, likely more than 6 feet. It looks like it's higher than before. So they're elevating this area higher, and so on and so forth. I just feel that it's being mismanaged due to the encroaching on the space on the, heritage site. To me, it's a heritage site and it's not a mall. You know, most people go up to the city council or whatever. No, it's a mall. New York should be, you know, protecting places like this because it's only one, and the next generation of people that come back here aren't going to be able to enjoy this as we did. And I think these people are going to stay here for the long term. This doesn't look like a project that's going to stop. It's not a 24-hour project, right? Like I've been watching them. They're not working weekends. They don't work Friday. They don't work Saturday. They don't work in the rain. So this is a lengthy ordeal that's likely going to take the beauty from New York City and from Battery Park residents. The fight right now is stopping them from blocking the Vesey, right? Right here. They are down to 10 feet here. I see these people here. They put the barriers behind these trees, 10 feet. If they wanted, within one day, the back of Brookfield Place is closed for the next 10 years. And the flow here, not just here, right? In the summer, 4th of July, coming from the Hudson River, walk this way. The runners in the morning, right? It's about 100 runners a minute down this location, either through here or now they got them tight to the building this direction. Tight to the building, and now they're walking liability. They're walking 10 feet to the building here with people going into the building. I already left, right, my mark here on my stream today. This should be an area that should be protected, right? For the Amex building, for Goldman right there, for the remaining World Trade, right? World Trade offices that are still here should be protected for later generations, you know? But It's not a palm tree anymore. I tried. It's not six palm trees in one stern word from my end, right? Just yell at them before while they're working to make them conscious of what they're doing. Like, yo, you think Donald Trump would like you taking them fucking palm trees that been growing in this terrarium or green area like that? Made them think, and they put 8 trees. They put 8 of them back, not the original ones, because the ones that were there were the original. They were thin. They didn't grow as the mature ones, but they did what they had to do to keep the palm trees in place. My name is Dr. Roman Bonilla. Today we spoke about protecting heritage sites and World Trade Center 3, even after they've been sold to other companies. And we could call it, putting limits on construction around sites like this. You don't want them. You don't want construction around this. You want to keep this. You don't want to make this better. This is part of this building. Don't touch it. Not part of this building. All of this is part of this building, not the marina. Not the marina on this side. This is part of this. Of the people that came in here. In this same room, down this hallway. Xi Jinping, Putin, Saudi Arabia, Netanyahu on the second floor up here. Right? This is a building of people with a lot of power, and it's slowly being turned, repurposed for public use. But they should not desecrate, right, or destroy what was previously there, because it's part of what people remember. It's part, it's our duty to protect places like this. Hope y'all have a good day. I gotta get to work, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.